You have to be an active participant in your life. You have to create the life that you want. You have to live the life rather than just exist in a life that you just happen to fall into. The life that you say you want has to be created. That's not the kind of life that is fallen into. The lives that people fall into are not the ones that are coveted. They're not the ones that are aspirational. Hey guys, I'm Chioma. Welcome to my channel, Chioma in Bloom, where we can bloom together and grow and become the person we want to be. So today I want to talk about how we're going to go from where we are to where we want to be. How we're going to achieve our dreams and goals. And the first thing I want to say is don't be egotistical. Remove the ego. Ego wants to protect us. The ego doesn't want to fail. The ego doesn't want to try. The ego doesn't want us to be embarrassed. The ego doesn't want us to be seen trying. The ego doesn't want to be corny or cringe. The ego just wants to be like, I'm too cool for that. Mad aura. Mad aura. But like, that's not reality though. In reality, you have to try. You have to go out there. You have to put in the work. You have to plan it out. You have to see the vision. You have to show people the vision. You have to execute. It's a lot you have to do. But the ego sees how we can fail at those things. The ego sees how we've been hurt in the past and wants to protect us from being hurt again. But you have to calm your ego down and kick her to the wayside. Put her by the side. Hey, now is not your turn. Now is not your moment. Not today. Because if you never try, if you never go out there and put in any type of effort and risk anything, if you don't risk anything, you won't achieve what you want to achieve. What you want requires risk, and you cannot get it without engaging in some level of risk. So the first step, put your ego to the side. Work on that. Whatever your ego is like, what's preventing you from doing anything? And so you tell yourself, oh, I'm shy. Are you shy? Or is that just your ego trying to prevent you from being visible and being judged and your visibility wound and all that? That's just your ego. So that's the first thing you're going to do. The second thing you're going to do is plan and execute. Whoever you want to be, what's the plan? Here's the plan, here's the execution. For today, we should use fashion. Let's say you want to have this kind of closet. What's the plan? How much are you devoting to it? How much time are you devoting to shopping, picking out pieces? Oh, I like this. Let's return that. Let's wear this. Well, this is the kind of style I like. What is my body type? What is my kibi? What is my essence that I want to dress? What type of vibe do I want to give off? What do I like? These three vibes. I like a little bit of punk. I like a little bit of clean girl. How can I mix them together? How can I have both so that depending on my mood? What kind of places do I want to go? How do I want to dress in those places? These are things you have to plan so that you can execute when the time comes. You have to already have the clothes so that you can just wake up and go and look good. If you don't have the clothes that you look good in, you won't be able to just wake up and go and look good because you don't have the clothes. Then you're having to stress. You're having to run around like a chicken with your head cut off, trying to look for an outfit for this event. But if you had already put in the legwork in the past, if you had already planned, if you had already prepared, you wouldn't have to do that now. You could just wake up and know that you already have some pieces in your closet. You could put this together. You're going to look good. Everybody wants effortless. Well, effortless now requires previous effort. So future effortlessness requires current effort. There has to be some type of effort by somebody to ensure a future effortlessness. So the first thing, you're going to plan. What do you want? How, when, all that. And then you're going to execute, as in you're going to actually do the thing. So let's say you want to start dressing like this to school. So you buy the clothes, you put together the outfit combinations, everything. Executing means you have to actually wear it. Even though you feel like, oh my God, people are going to be looking at me. You still have to wear it though. Because how are you going to be somebody that dresses like this if you don't dress like this? You have to actually dress like that to be somebody that dresses like that. You understand? So that's number one, ego. Number two, planning and executing. Number three is you're going to hunt down opportunities. you're going to go out there and look for the opportunities to do the thing you want to do or be the person you want to be. In following with the fashion example, let's say you're the kind of person that wants to wear these kind of clothes. You have to go find the places that you can wear those kind of things too. Because of course, not everything is appropriate for every environment. Let's say you want to be the kind of girl wearing evening dresses and everything. Obviously, you're not going to wear an evening dress to the club. So then you have to find the places you can wear an evening dress to. What kind of environments can you go out to and you can wear this outfit that you really want to wear? That's you hunting down the opportunities to achieve the life you want. Because the life you want is to be the kind of girl that is wearing this kind of things. So what kind of places can you go where you get to wear these kind of things or you have to wear these kind of things? So you're therefore fitting into the space that allows for what you want. So you're gonna go out there and look for these opportunities. And then you're gonna apply yourself and actually put in the work. Because sometimes what you find is when you go out there and look for these opportunities, it's actually harder than you thought. It's more complicated than you thought. Let's say you go out there now, you're getting invites to events, galas, all this shit. And then you realize, oh wait, I don't know the difference between the different levels of formal dressing. I don't know what's formal versus what's black tie. So now you have to start putting in more work. You have to apply yourself to learn these things. And then maybe you find out, oh, I know how to dress for my body type when it comes to casual clothes, but how do I dress for my body type when it comes to evening dresses? Oh, do I wear a shawl? When do I wear a brooch? All those kind of things. Now you got to learn those things. And then being in those spaces is different things. Maybe you weren't really a wine person, so you didn't know anything about drinking wines. Now you got to learn how to hold the glass like this, how to move like that, how to say these things. Don't say those things, because that's what it requires for you to be in that space that you want to be. So that's you applying yourself. So you have to do those things and allow yourself to learn and allow yourself to be vulnerable and allow yourself to fail. And this comes back into the egotistical part of it. You have to allow yourself, give yourself space, give yourself opportunity to become. And you do that by learning. You have to actually learn. And maybe when you first do it, it's not so great. And you have to take that in stride and just tell yourself, hey, I'm still learning how to be this kind of person. I'm still learning how to dress like this. Sometimes the girls are learning how to do makeup. When you first start, sometimes you do the makeup, you think it looks good, and then you really look at yourself and you're like, oh no, I look crazy. But you're already outside. What are you gonna do? Or maybe you look back and you're like, ooh, I was going out like that. You know what I mean? But it's like you needed to wear that makeup even though it didn't look the best for you to be able to do the makeup you do now and for it to look so great. Because when you first start learning to do your makeup yourself, it might not look that great. It might not look the best. Maybe you didn't blend it all the way. Maybe your powder is a bit patchy. The eyeshadow, you didn't do it right. This lash is up here. It's all types of things that happen when you first start. And you have to understand that that's going to happen and that it's not going to be the best. And you know what? That's actually good because this is not your best work. It can only go up from here. You're just starting off. It can only get better from here. You already know that, so you can just take it in stride. But you literally have to allow yourself to go through that learning phase, that very difficult, vulnerable space to get the life that you want. And stop being lazy, because yes, you need rest, you need to give yourself some time, you need all these things. Yes, I am totally in support, believe me. But so every once in a while, we overdo it. So then you need to get on yourself and be like, stop being lazy. You need to get on with it. You need to work. You need to put in this level of effort, because sometimes you have to be true to yourself and just let yourself know, hey, the level of effort you're putting in is simply not enough to get to where you want to go. You have to actually do the thing. You need to put in more effort so that you can be more effortless later. You have to establish certain things so that you can be more effortless later. These are things that you need to tell yourself. So when I say stop being lazy, I truly mean that. But I mean that in a way of, when you're getting to the point where it's no longer about rest, it's you just avoiding responsibility. Then you need to get on yourself and be like, no, get up. Let's get to work. Let's go do what we need to do. So I forget what number that is. This one falls into planning and executing I was talking about earlier. This one is scheduling things. You have to schedule things. You have to plan in advance. One thing I have noticed, even for myself, it's quite difficult to plan in advance because I'm like, oh, I don't know. It's a bit of commitment phobia because when you plan it and then it shows up on your calendar, oh, I have to do this tomorrow, then you have to actually commit to it. I'm kind of like, do I want to come in? Oh, I don't know. Maybe something else, but something better will come up. Maybe something else that I would rather do will come up. No, you commit to the thing, you plan the thing, you schedule it, you commit. Also, with whatever it is you want to do, whoever it is you want to become, you commit to the path. Okay, because no one leg in, one leg out. You tell yourself, I want to do this, and you commit fully with your whole heart, with your whole chest. And this is going to allow you to fall into that headspace of not being lazy and actually committing to doing the work. And it's also going to help you be more proactive about finding the opportunities and applying yourself and allowing yourself to learn because you're all in and you know that you have to do this, you want to do this, this is what you want to do, this is what you want to become because you are all in, no backing out. You are fully committed. That part is mentally necessary. It's necessary for you to mentally be able to actually put in the work to get what you want out of it. And finally is focus on the process over the end result. Because of the amount of risk that is involved in doing these things that are so loudly out of your imagination. If you're only focusing on the results, especially when you first start, you're not seeing a lot of results. Even with my channel, I'm not seeing a lot of views, but because I know what it's building to, I can continue to do that. And then because I'm focusing on the process rather than the result, I'm seeing myself grow in my editing, in my speaking skills, in my ability to convey the information. I'm seeing myself progress in this way. And so I am more satisfied within myself because I'm focusing on the process of me creating the videos, the process of me building the channel rather than just, oh, how many views did I get today? Oh, who looked at my thing? Oh, what comments? Oh, this, oh, that. Because that can be very stressful and that can make you quit. And I can especially speak to this because I had actually started this channel a long time. And this is not even my first time starting a channel. But I always quit. You know why? Because I was focused on the result. Oh, I didn't get as many views as I wanted. Quit. Oh, I didn't get as many. Quit. Oh my God, this is so cringe. This is so, oh, nobody's even care. Nobody cares. Nobody's even watching me. Quit. But in reality, no, you have to keep pushing because certain things just take longer. Certain things take longer to build up to. Certain things take a little bit of time. So focus on the process. The consistency is what counts. When you're aligned with this goal, this is what you want to do. This is where you want to be. This is the life path you've chosen for yourself, the purpose, and it is aligned with the space that you're in life. You have to be consistent to see the results. And then consistency is a muscle because even if I go viral today, I have more faith that I'll be able to keep putting out content versus at the beginning of the year. If I had gone viral, it wouldn't even have mattered because I wouldn't have been able to back it up with anything new. I wouldn't have been able to put, let's say, another content the very next week and be consistent because back then I wasn't consistent. I was struggling with the videos. I was struggling with the editing versus now I am a lot better at those things. So even if I were to get the audience now, I would be able to support it more. So that's something you have to think about when you want to first start doing whatever it is you want to do. Let's go back to our fashion example. You want to start dressing this type of way. You have to build it slowly so that first of all, you know exactly what your style or styles are. You know what you need. So if you ever get a bigger stage, you could really pop off. You could really show them what's up. And then also you're already used to having these eyes on you because you're dressing in the way you want to on a smaller scale. And then you get comfortable with being visible, with being seen. And so when you go to the bigger stage, you're still comfortable with being seen and with being visible because your body is already used to that. Even though on a smaller level, it still transfers because it's a skill and a lot of skills are transferable. Anyways, that's all I have to say for today. So you TikTok. Times are wasting. So get to it. Get to achieving your goals and I will see you next time. Bye.